Coming up, another piece of revitalizing one downtown is the focus of a community gathering.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The Mountain Association has purchased a major building in the heart of one Eastern Kentucky city's downtown. WYMT's Keaton Hall has more on how they hope to aid in revitalizing the area and how they are taking community input as well.
The Mountain Association is laying the groundwork on a major revitalization project in downtown Hazard.
This building was empty for 7 years. And we asked the question, how can we bring these back into use?
Peter Hilly, president of the Mountain Association, says they're ironing out the plans for the 11,000 square foot old First Federal Bank building.
Of course, we want to have some office space for the Mountain Association here. We also think commercial space, maybe restaurant space, possibly some residential space in the upper floors.
Hilly says they've tapped Deco architects out of Somerset to help lead the design.
There are a couple different ways to design. One is top down, where we just say, hey, here's what everyone's going to get. We've come up with this. And the other approach is bottom up, where there's a lot of community focus, there's a lot of feedback.
And community input will be valued. On Wednesday, they held an open meeting to hear feedback from those in the area. A place to watch the game with family and a spot for local artists were just some of the recommendations.
And what's going to be important for communities is to recreate themselves as places where people can live and will choose to live. And if we're successful at that, people will bring their jobs with them.
And advice was also taken on what to do with the bank's signature feature, the vault door.
If we have a restaurant here, maybe it'll be featured in the restaurant. Maybe the vault room will be the place where you can go to have your next special event.
Hoping to lock down Hazard as a place to be. In Perry County, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
Looking forward to see what they do with it. Officials with the Mountain Association say they will spend the next few years remodeling the downtown building.
We are still watching out for showers and moisture to increase across the mountains as we go into tonight. For most of us right now, we are dry on the radar, but that could change as we go through the overnight hours. Tracking a few spotty sprinkles now in Pike County, not too far away from Pikeville. Also watching out for a few more spotty sprinkles in Dickinson and Buchanan County as well. But for most of us right now, we are dry. However, as we zoom out, notice over western Kentucky, more showers and storms starting to develop, and they could move in as we go through tonight. So some showers are likely overnight. Those lows fall into the upper 60s under a cloudy sky. Also watching out for possibly some patchy fog as you wake up on Thursday as well. And speaking of your Thursday, a soggy start to the day, so be sure to grab the umbrella on your Thursday morning commute. Those temperatures stay below average in the upper 70s, and most of the rain looks to move out of the region by the afternoon hours, and we stay dry into Thursday night and really dry into Friday as well. But the summer heat is not too far away, Steve. Those details on the way in just a few minutes.
All right, Cameron, thanks. The 2023-24 school year is officially in full swing for many school districts across the region. And for Heinemann Elementary School staff and students, they were thrilled to walk through the doors earlier today. Principal Brandy Sims says after the school flooded last July, students didn't get to go back until late September, and a lot of renovations happened over the summer. She is excited for a sense of normalcy.
I'm just looking forward to having a full school year, all of the instructional days with a focus on instruction, getting the kids, back into the classrooms without the interruptions of things going on that we have to have delays in the year.
There are nearly 400 students that attend Heinemann Elementary. Today was move-in day for many freshmen at Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond. 2,900 freshmen are enrolling this fall. The school believes it could be the largest class in school history. And for a lot of these newcomers, this is their first time away from home.
This is the first time I've been alone all by myself without anybody. I hope I can find many friends and many people I can relate to, especially with being a first-gen. That would be helpful.
EKU's president and Eastern Kentucky native Dr. David McFadden says the school has seen 30% growth in the freshman class since 2020. He says programs like aviation, nursing, and a new manufacturing program are helping increase enrollment. Move-in is happening for campuses across the state. New students at Morehead State University move in tomorrow and Friday. Attorney General Daniel Cameron has filed a lawsuit against 3 pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs, about the pricing of insulin. The PBMs are allegedly making additional profits by raising the prices for patients. Dr. John Jones says insulin is essential in the treatment of those with type 1 diabetes especially.
It's really about if we're really trying to reduce the cost of insulin, but we have all these rebates, kickbacks, whatever word they want to use, to these benefit companies from the insulin manufacturers, then we're not just trying to save money for the patients.
About 450,000 Kentuckians are living with diabetes, with more than 1 million being pre-diabetic. There's a mail scam going on in Laurel County connected to the Internal Revenue Service. People have reported receiving mail claiming to be from the IRS out of Houston, Texas. Deputy Gilbert Achardo with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office says you should always contact the IRS directly if you have any questions.
Individuals should call. They should get it online and get the actual official phone numbers and call the IRS and talk to them on the phone. That's the best way to clear that up. Don't freak out.
Achardo also says if you feel you've become a victim of this scam or have received any mail from the IRS that looks suspicious, you can call or stop by the Laurel County Sheriff's Office. The city of Jackson will receive $1 million to extend water services into the northern part of the city. The project impacts more than 14 new homes being built for flood survivors. Mayor Laura Thomas says this money may be needed, but there's still a long way to go. She says she appreciates any funding that comes in to help alleviate costs.
We've also applied for state grants to help with infrastructure support for flood survivors, and we just really appreciate the attention that we are getting from the governor's office as well as our congressmen and senators to help us get funding to support that.
Thomas says there's still work to be done to get the city back to where it was before both floods there in 2021 and 2022. State troopers are investigating reports of sexual abuse at a juvenile detention center. The Justice and Public Safety Cabinet confirms Neil Mormon was fired from the Campbell Regional Detention Center. Mormon is accused of kissing and groping detainees. Leaders say he was reported May 31st and fired days later. He is not facing any charges right now. The Powell County Sheriff's Office is asking for help identifying a theft suspect. Police say several gallons of diesel were stolen at the Go Time gas station in Slade early Sunday morning. Anyone with information is asked to call the Sheriff's Department at 606-663-2226 or Powell County Dispatch at 606-633-4116. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, Governor Andy Beshear and Attorney General Daniel Cameron discuss their views on law enforcement in Kentucky.
Plus, we are tracking heavy rain chances across the region tonight. Those details plus the weekend heat coming up.